Hi everyone, it's Ashley. Thank you so much for clicking on my video today. I have three home decor projects that I really want to get done tonight to kind of kickstart the beginning of fall season. I also have quite a few little projects I want to get done, but we'll see how much we can actually get through tonight. Let's start with what I found this week. I found some really cute things, so I'm so excited. Okay, first up from the Target dollar spot, I found these square coasters. These were $3 for four coasters, and they are glass. It doesn't look like they have any feet on them. Nope, just kidding. They do have little feet on them. So there are four little coasters, and they had quite a few different colors. I, of course, went with the pink, but I know for sure there was a green because those were super pretty. And then I also want to say a blue, but I thought that these were really cute for $3 a piece. Now, next up from Target, I found this adult DIY base round tray. Now, this is from the Mondo Llama brand. It does have a hanger here where you could put this on the wall. But as the name kind of suggests, it also makes a really nice tray. So it comes in this unfinished wood. It doesn't say the dimensions, so let's see. I'd say the inside of it is just about 12 inches. And I have shown the smaller wood base from Mondo Llama brand from Target before. We're actually going to be doing one of those today for my door hanger. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of the difference between the two in just a little while. But this was something new to me that I found in my store. Now, the one we're going to be using tonight is $5 at Target. This one is $10. And like I said, it is definitely bigger. And I think that shape of it is really nice. Okay, I'm just going to show you guys this first because I am so excited to have found this. Now, this was $5 at my local Dollar Tree. I just took the plastic wrap off because it was very blinding in the camera. So it's just a little kind of easel. And I really like the image that is on it now. It says, "Welcome, the witch is in." And I just think it's super cute. However, when I saw this, my immediate thought was to kind of put something over this and use it as a sign. I remember when my daughter was having like her second or third birthday, I really wanted one of these easels and I found it for like $60 on Amazon. And luckily, I talked myself out of it because I absolutely did not need a $60 easel for my daughter's birthday party. But for $5, I feel like this is just such a cute little prop to have. It makes for great photos. You guys will definitely see this coming to the channel very soon. Now, next up from Dollar Tree, I thought that this was so cute. They had these little wreath hangers, which they have these all the time, like for all the different seasons. However, I just thought the little Halloween ones were so cute. I got the little skeleton hand and it has the sweetest little bow. Now, we are going to be making a door hanger today for fall, but I will more than likely make one for Halloween as well. And I thought just what a cute little touch for $1.25. Next up, I found the sweetest little candle. Now, they did have quite a few different shapes and colors. I just picked up the one of these little candles. I probably won't even burn this if I'm being honest. I think it's just so pretty to sit on a shelf. The color is so beautiful, and it's just a sweet little touch for $1.25. Okay, guys, and last but not least, everything I found for this week. I found this cup here. It says tumbler with straw. So when I saw these, there was this red one with the red cap, And then there was one that had like more of a brown stripe with a brown cap. So I went with the red and brown, and it has like a silver glitter. It's super, super pretty. And I mean, I thought for $1.25, I have to pick it up, right? Okay, so bringing in my first blank here, this is the door hanger that I like to use from Target. Now, this is the Mondo Llama brand. It says 12-inch craft wood disc. Now, we have done these on my channel before. These are $5, and I personally like to use them as door hangers and or just kind of like shelf leaners in my home. So I just wanted to show you guys the difference in size and kind of design. Now, again, this one is $5 and this one is $10. So this one is double the price. However, I do think that the shape is really nice. So again, I was happy to find this and pick it up. Okay, guys, so with that being said, I am going to bring in my design here that I cut for our little wood hanger. Now I am going to be making a door hanger with this. So I cut out this really, really sweet little wreath. Now I did not notice because I'm going to be honest with you, this is the first time that I can remember at least that I bought the Hobby Lobby brand vinyl and I found it on clearance one of the last times I went. So I bought a roll of it, but I did not know that the liner was also white, which is not my favorite because not only does it make it very hard for you guys to see on camera, which, I don't like because that is absolutely one of my favorite parts of watching crafting videos. I absolutely love to watch people weed. I don't know exactly what it is, but I just find it very, very calming. So with that being said, I really want you guys to be able to see, like what I'm doing and be able to enjoy it if it is something you enjoy watching. But also, even for me as I sit here, it is so much harder to see the white vinyl and it is so much harder to weed the white vinyl when it's on a white liner. That has got to be just like one of my biggest craft pet peeves. I feel like that has got to be like a pretty easy fix. And maybe that's why it was on clearance. Maybe they have remedied the problem. Or maybe people just don't have as much problem with it as I do. But let me tell you, it is not my favorite. With that being said, I am just going to go through and very carefully and very slowly try to get my design weeded here. And, as much as this is a little more difficult for me to weed, I am still so, so happy to be sitting down and doing kind of a more intricate, bigger project. I definitely feel like lately I have been just kind of in and out of my craft room very, very quickly. So I am really excited that tonight I honestly have some free time and I have some bigger projects that I want to get done. So I am really just kind of buckling in here for a crafty night of fun. And I am so, so happy and thankful that you guys have decided to join me. I thought that maybe it might be nice because I haven't been able to kind of chit chat as much as I have wanted lately. That maybe I could just kind of chit chat a little more in this video. And I thought that it might be nice to just kind of reintroduce myself a little to anyone that is newer to my channel and maybe hasn't heard my stories over and over as some of you have. Okay, so honestly, I'm going to very quickly go in and get all of these middles out of my design. At this point, it's really not, I don't think, worth it for you guys to just sit here and watch me. So I'm probably just going to speed through it and then we'll catch up once I'm done. But just very quickly, I'm going to just run through and make sure that I got all of my little middles, which it's looking pretty good. If this is going to be directly in the elements, or you are worried about it standing the test of time, I would definitely go with a permanent vinyl. That is a very, very easy change to make to ensure that your project will last. I mean, honestly, pretty much forever. I mean, I don't know. I redo a lot of my signs, so I honestly don't need things usually to last, you know, for a super long time, because I'm just one to always be redoing things. However, I will say, like, I've never really had vinyl fail, whether it be outside or inside. I've just always had really good luck. So I think it has to be like some pretty extreme conditions for it to really have an issue. Okay, so I am having a little bit of an issue getting this transferred, but it is a little bit of a double whammy here because I also changed my blade right before I started this project. So I'm not sure if it is the vinyl or my blade. So unfortunately, that's not something I know like for sure. I can't blame it for sure on the vinyl, and I can't say it's for sure not the vinyl. But I am apparently very slowly going to try to get this transferred. Okay, so I finally got that transferred. So this is how my backer's looking. Now I had a lot of the liner kind of stick to the design itself, which I have noticed that with older vinyl. So like I said, this vinyl was on clearance, so that could be why. But again, I also changed my blade and it seemed like anywhere where the liner was giving me a trouble, my Cricut also cut through the liner in that spot. So again, I'm not 100% sure, which one is to blame. Probably a combination of both, if I'm honest, right? But either way, I got through it and it honestly wasn't not that bad. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, right? Now, as far as like transferring a design, it was bad. It took me a very long time, and transferring a design usually goes a lot smoother than that. However, I got through it, and I still think that I can completely save this project. I think that we are still on track here, so I'm not too worried. Now, just laying this down on my blank, I'm just trying to get that as centered in my little disc as I can. Now, I did give this disc just one really, really light coat of my Waverly Antique Wax. I like to just put that on a baby cloth and then just kind of wipe it over my surface. And that gives me just a little bit of color so it's not the unfinished wood. But it is still super light. So that is the look that I like to go with. Please take this in any direction that you like. I also paint these white a lot of the time, which I really like that look as well. So as always, this is just for inspiration. Feel free to run with this in any direction that you like. This is how my little design came out. I think that this is looking so, so sweet. Okay, now bringing in this ribbon from Dollar Tree, I actually got this last year at fall time, and it's just this really pretty kind of what maroon and beige. Now, I will absolutely be the first to admit I do not really know how to make a bow. I kind of just wing it every time, and I don't know, like sometimes it comes out fine and other times it comes out like crazy. But either way, I'm just going to really quickly just try to make a super simple little bow just to go right on the top of my sweet little door hanger here. So I just simply kind of cut a loop the size that I'm thinking I want my bow to be. And then I cut a second loop just a little bit bigger than that first loop. And then I just kind of stack them on top of one another. And then I like to kind of line up my seams in the back. I'll just kind of walk those ends together. keeping those nice and pinched in the middle. I just bring in a piece of twine and I'm just going to try to get this tied. And I'm just going to double knot this in the back. Okay, and then this is kind of what you're left with. So now at this point, I like to just kind of take the two loops and separate them just like this. And then I like to fluff up this top layer. And I'm going to go ahead and quickly remove this little tag here. That way I can really just focus on trying to get my bow centered with my design itself. Okay, and then I'm just going to add quite a bit of hot glue right at the back of my bow where I tied it. And I'm simply going to press that down onto my disc. I am going to hold that for a few seconds, give that just a little bit of time to set up. Okay, so that's how my little bow came out. I think that looks so, so sweet. I'm so happy with that. Now, the last little step, which honestly I probably should have done before I added my bow, but that is okay. I'm gonna add my little fabric ribbon. Now, I'm just gonna use the same exact ribbon I used for the bow. And then just kind of trying to get that as centered as I can with the bow and with my design on the hanger. And then one little step that I like to always take just to kind of reduce the banging on my door is I like to add just a little bead of hot glue right at the top. And that just makes sure that that ribbon stays really, really close to the door hanger, right? And it doesn't give it any extra room to kind of swing on your door. Okay, guys, so here's how my little door hanger came out for fall. I am absolutely in love with the way this came out. Now, I definitely had a little bit of a challenge getting it transferred, but all in all, I think it looks great. And, honestly, I love a challenge. So anytime a project kind of gives me trouble like that, I will try to see it through until there's absolutely no saving it. So I am so, so happy with the way this came out. I cannot wait to hang this up. And the mood for fall does not even describe how I'm feeling. All right, guys, one craft down. Let's go ahead and move on. Hi, everyone. It's Ashley again. So, guys, our door hanger last night took me way longer than I expected. I ended up spending an hour doing that door hanger. And if you made it through that craft, you know exactly why. So, I decided after that to just call it a night. And I am back in my craft room today to finish up at least the two larger projects that I wanted to get done last night. So, bringing in my first blank here, I'm not going to keep it in the shop because it is quite large, but I got this frame at Hobby Lobby on clearance for $1.79. And there was some picture on here. I don't remember what it was, but I just covered that with white chalk paint. And then I went around the edges with my Waverly Antique Wax. The frame itself is not perfect. However, it fits right in with my home decor, and it is a piece that I love to change out. Okay, so with that being said, let's bring in the design that I cut out for this. Now, I am so, so, so excited to see this little design come to life. I plan to hopefully keep this up most of the fall season because let me tell you, when I saw this little design, I just fell in love immediately. I thought it was the cutest little sentiment, right? So with that being said, I did decide to go ahead and cut this out of a black permanent vinyl. Now, I cut it out of permanent only because that's the only roll of black vinyl I had. And I did need to cut this on my 12 by 24-inch mat because it is, again, quite a large design. However, if you do not have the larger mat, that is no problem. This is a design that is very easy to go in and slice apart. And then that way you can cut it on a regular size mat. You will have to then piece your two halves together, but if you don't have a large enough mat, that is always a workaround. Now, I did just come in really quickly with my scissors and just go ahead and cut off some of that vinyl, only because this is a lot of text and I want to make sure that I'm not letting the vinyl that I'm pulling up fall back down on the vinyl here because that could cause an issue with it pulling up some of my letters, right, in my design. So just going slowly, being very, very careful. Okay, so that weeded really, really well. No problem at all. I'm going to quickly go in and grab all of my little middles here. Okay, so just finishing up my weeding here. As you guys can start to see, this is just the cutest little sign. It says, "Every year I fall for pumpkins, bonfires, crisp air, autumn leaves, apple cider, and you." And I thought just what a great welcome into fall. And like I said, or I think I said, I do plan to leave this up pretty much Probably until about Christmas. Unless, of course, I just decide to change it, which absolutely could happen. Man, I have had this roll of transfer tape for literally probably 2 years. And I'm like just now getting to the end of it. And I will probably have to reorder it soon, which I absolutely am because I love it. But I can just so tell it's like towards the end of the roll because as it's closer to the core, it's just wound a lot more tightly. So it's so hard to like get it to lay straight now, but that roll has lasted me, like I said, literally for like 2 years. It is the best transfer tape. I love it. So honestly, I should not be complaining about anything because I feel like it's a great price. And again, I just love it. So I'm just going to turn my sign to the side here. And I did make sure that my hanger is at the top. Now, I don't always hang this. Sometimes, again, I just use it, as like a little shelf sitter. But I do plan to put it on my wall. So, with that in mind, I do want to just make sure that my hanger is indeed at the top. Now I'm going to try to get as much of this into frame as I can, but I'm also going to really focus on trying to get this lined up. I have gotten a few comments that I never get anything straight, which, I honestly can't even argue with. I typically do not get things straight. I know that. But that is okay. I will be the first one to call myself out on it. And if it's bad enough, I will redo it. But honestly, a lot of the times I can live with it. And, everything's probably just a little crooked in my house. And that is okay. All right. So just burnishing that down. It is laying down so, so nicely. Oh my goodness. For the size of the project and it being text, this could have definitely gone a lot harder, like our door hanger. So just when I thought I was safe, right? Okay, guys, so here is how my little sign came out. I think that this is so, so cute. It is a fairly large sign that I just made for, free, but originally I paid $1.79 for the frame at Hobby Lobby. And like I said, I've had this for a couple years, and this is at least the third time that I've redone it. So I am in love with that. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move on to our next craft. Okay, so now for my next craft, you guys have seen this frame on my channel a ton of times at this point. I like to change this out seasonally, and I'm not going to go too much into that. Okay, so just bringing in my frame, I took out the piece of paper that I used last time, and I did have to measure it because I honestly can never remember how big this frame is. So literally every single time I have to measure the piece of paper I take out to measure the new one. Okay, so I cut this first piece of scrapbook paper. This is going to be the background layer in my frame. Now, normally I do this out of a piece of white cardstock, and then that just gives me a really nice white background to then work on, like this one here. And then once it's in the frame, it just looks like a white background. It looks like a picture on the frame. Okay, so setting that to the side for a second, I have a few moving parts here. So you guys just stick with me for just a second, but I promise we will kind of all see this come together. Hopefully, it will be as cute as I'm hoping it's going to be. Glue drama, my least favorite kind. My glue is like my arch nemesis in my craft room. But anywho, let's go ahead and start to get this little project together here. Okay, so just getting my first layer down. This is going to be a sweet little pumpkin. But as always, I am someone who really enjoys colors and patterns. So I decided to take it a little bit further and just really have some fun and be super playful. Now, if you are someone who likes things a little, like less busy, you could absolutely do this in a more kind of neutral color palette. This is all paper, so really just play around. And, just remember with crafting, there's no rules. You can absolutely do whatever you want. It's your project, it's your home. So if it's something that you like and you like the way it looks, I say absolutely go for it. There is no right or wrong, color or design. Everybody has a voice and everybody has a perspective. And that is the great thing about crafting, right? Somebody could take the same exact designs and they would come out with a completely different looking product. And, just everybody's ideas would be completely different. So, with that being said, really, just take this in any direction that you like. You can make it as busy or as subtle as you like. With that being said, these green pieces here that I cut out, these are actually paint samples that I got from, I'm sorry, I cannot remember where I got it from, but this is like the brand and the website, I guess, and this is the color. But I got a bunch of paint samples when I was thinking about painting my kitchen. And I simply just put that little paint sample into my Cricut and I cut it on, I want to say like the medium cardstock with less pressure, and it worked just fine. And yeah, I used that for my little leaves there. Okay, so just finishing up with the sweet little stem, that is a piece of vinyl. So here is how my sweet little pumpkin is looking so far. I am liking how it's looking. Let's go ahead and finish it up. Okay, so bringing in my frame, the first thing I'm going to do is bring in some glue dots from the Dollar Tree. This is my preferred method for laying down my cardstock for my base. It provides a really, really nice hold, but they're also still super easy to get up once I want to change this out. Like I said, I like to change this out seasonally, so I change it quite a bit. So I don't want anything that's like super hard to get out or that's going to damage my frame in the process. So with that being said, since this is a striped paper, I'm just going to try to get that as lined up as I can. Now bringing in my favorite foam squares from the Dollar Tree, I'm going to just start laying these down on the back of my pumpkin here and then remove the backs. Okay, so I got those all laid down and I got all the backs off. Now I'm just going to try to get this as centered in my frame as I can. Okay, guys, and here is how my little pumpkin came out. You guys let me know down in the comments below how you think it came out. The only thing is, and I don't feel like it's as noticeable in person, but these two yellows here, I thought they would match a little better than they do. So I'm not loving that. Like I said, in person, I feel like it's not as noticeable. However, I don't know. You guys let me know down in the comments. Do you think I should redo this? Because I don't know, it's a little like masculine to me. It's not giving like the cute, fun fall I was looking for. But you guys let me know down in the comments if you think I should redo it or not. Okay, guys, really, really quickly, I'm going to finish up this last craft. I have currently been crafting for 38 minutes. So I'm gonna get this last little sign done. I do have like 4 or 5 other little crafts that I plan to get done, but I don't know, these bigger ones have just taken me a lot longer than I was expecting, which is okay. It just means more fall videos, right? Which I am a fan of any crafting videos, so I will take them wherever I can get them. So really quickly, I'm just going to go through and grab all of my little middles. Okay, now this blank here, you guys, I couldn't even tell you. I had this for a couple years now. I know it came from the Target dollar spot and it was like some little wall hanger and it had some design on it. I don't know. But I just covered it with scrapbook paper and then I Mod Podged over the top of the scrapbook paper. And that just makes it a little more durable. So that way I'm able to lay designs down and take them back up. So for this design in particular, I did cut out an offset layer. I went ahead and added some foam tape to the back. And now I'm just removing the little liners. This is out of cardstock. Just double checking where my hanger is to make sure it is right side up. I'm going to try to get this as centered and straight as I can. Okay, now bringing in that same piece of transfer tape that we just used, I'm going to go ahead and get this transferred. Now, I did decide to go ahead and lay down my offset layer first. Okay, so again, I did decide to go ahead and lay down my offset layer first. That way it would just lay that cardstock down and hopefully give me a nice sturdy base to then lay this down on. So instead of trying to lay this down and having that cardstock, trying to come up and cling to my transfer tape, this just helps hold it down and makes it really easy for me to get it all lined up here. And because this is going on cardstock, I don't really want to burnish it like with my scraper, but just using my fingers, I will just kind of help lay this down. And here we go. Here is how my finished little sign came out. I'm going to hang this in my kitchen. I think that this came out so, so cute. This was honestly one of like my smaller projects that I just wanted to do really quick. And I don't know, it might have actually turned into my favorite. So this is like a light blue cardstock. And then this is a really pretty matte kind of mustard yellow. And it just matches that cardstock so, so well. And what a beautiful welcome into fall, right? All right, guys, just like that, 2 days in the making, I have now finished my projects for the day. If you got through this entire video, thank you so much. The dedication is unmatched. I appreciate every single person that tuned in to watch what I was bringing to my craft room today. I am so, so happy that I can inspire you guys to create. I hope that everyone has a great week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.